Auntie Roro and the Empire Strikes Again. Auntie Roro mad, y'all. Oh, Roland Martin got his panties in a bunch again. He say he ain't cowing down. Can't nobody tell him what to do. He not gonna call him President Trump. And nobody on his network is gonna call him President Trump. That's what he said. Because Roland is always right. Y'all know that, right? He ain't never wrong. He always knows exactly what he's talking about. And we all got to follow behind Roland. Because if we don't follow behind Roland, we all stupid fools, dumbasses, ignorant, and we just going to get caught up in some bullshit, like he always say. Because, we ain't as smart as him. We don't get around white folks to start jigging and dancing. We don't get to cutting up, But hey, if you're a Republican or you voted for the other side, anything other than a Democrat, and you black, Roland can't stand that. He can't stand that, and he can't stand you. Because like I said, Roland is never, ever wrong. Roland don't do no wrong, y'all. I just want to remind y'all of something because I can remember it was a point where I was watching him during the election season. And he said that Joe Biden wasn't going to step down. And he argued Mark down. That's Mark Thompson. He argued Mark Thompson down. And I want to say it was either the next day or a couple of days later, Joe Biden stepped down. It's like he didn't even want to hear it. He didn't want to hear nothing the man had to say. Because as soon as it came out of his mouth, he talked him down.
If Biden steps aside and we elevate Kamala, as much as I support Kamala being the next president of the United States, that 47% might go up because Trump can't mobilize his base anymore.
No question.
If there's a black person...
Stop. He's not stepping aside. So it's a wasted conversation.
No, but let me just finish, Roland.
No, it's a wasted conversation. He's not stepping aside.
But
see, you can't go against Roland. All his Goonies. Look at that's damn, what's her name? Reese Colbert. I forgot the doctor's name. All his Goonies. They don't want to hear it. Everybody got their head down. He the only one that's making any sense. Besides, this is a show where you're supposed to give your takes, give your thoughts. How is it a show where if you give a thought, then the host he don't even want to hear the thought. He just wants you to be quiet. He just talking this man down. Don't even want him to get his point out. All he's saying is just look, let me finish. Roland don't even want to hear that.
But Roland, wait a minute. I'm just telling you what I'm responding to the people who are saying that.
No, what I'm saying to the people who are saying that, let me be perfectly clear to the camera. He ain't stepping aside.
He ain't stepping aside. Did y'all hear? Because Roland knows. Roland knows best. That's what that show need to be called. It don't need to be called Roland Martin Unfiltered. It need to be called Roland Knows Best. Because Roland knows best. Besides, he has the perfect takes. He has the perfect answers. He knows the right way to get everything done. And we should just all follow Roland. Because, like I told you, if we don't, we all stupid fools. Roland is the smartest individual on the planet. So we got to be Democrats and we got to follow Roland. Good. Got it.
Well, we've heard Michelle might run, step aside, broker convention. He's not stepping aside.
See how stupid he is? Because you know what they already saying? The next time elections come around, that Michelle might run. And if you don't believe it, you got another thing coming. Because I believe it. I believe it. That's why she didn't show up to the inauguration. Well, she's not going to show up to the inauguration because I'm telling you, she's going to try to run for president. But I think the Democrats are going to be sadly mistaken. I even heard that Kamala was going to try to run again, which would be an even bigger mistake. People are not going to vote for her. You still going to get a lot of black women that's going to vote for Michelle, but it's going to be the same outcome. She's going to lose. She's going to lose. The Democrats have bad policies. And for the most part, we're not going to elect a woman. I'm sorry to tell you that, but that's just how it is.
The only way he steps aside is if he resigns.
Well, so, I agree. But
so until it happens, it's just a hypothetical conversation. That's a waste of time.
Well,
it's a waste of time. And the only way he's going to step aside is if he resigns. Did he resign? No. They put out a bogus letter that said that he was basically giving it to Kamala, which I don't believe, because he didn't even sign the letter. They probably just waited till he was in one of these episodes and just did what they did. But like I say, Roland don't want to hear that.
But people talking about Gavin Newsom and everything else.
I don't care what people are talking about.
But Roland, all I'm trying to say is this. You're right. But I'm trying to give people the logical...
My bad. The dude, I mean, this is what I don't like about Roland. He won't even let his own guest finish. You sound crazy. Roland, you sound like a nut. You're an idiot. You're a hardcore Democratic idiot, a fool. You're a dumbass. Beep.
Mathematical reality if that happens and why he can't. I'm giving the reason why he can't.
I'm not even giving them that.
The reason is Trump is at a ceiling. Anybody else mobilizes.
Here's the deal, though. Let's be real clear, okay? The reality is, if he steps aside and chooses not to run, it's June 27th, okay?
Let's see when. What was the day? Joe Biden stepped aside and let. What day did he say it was?
It chooses not to run. It's June 27th. Okay?
He said it's June 27th. Okay. I was wrong. Joe Biden dropped out July 21st. So about a month later. He steps aside. Look, Mark is fuming. He like, this motherfucker won't even let me finish. He won't even let me talk. I would really like to hear what he had to say after that event took place where Joe Biden stepped aside and basically gave it to Kamala. I would like to hear what Mark got to say now. Because you tried to make this man look like a fool on TV, and he wasn't a fool. He actually knew what he was talking about. He was actually hitting on a good point.
Everything is going to be thrown up in the air. Everything. It's broker convention. It's drama. So you deal with, as I always say in the military, what are the facts on the ground? The facts on the ground is Biden is the nominee. Biden will be the nominee until he makes a decision that he's not going to be the nominee.
Just wrong all the way around. I can't, I can't stand fucking people like this who just think that they know every fucking thing. Roland don't know shit. And I've said it on other videos. Roland don't know a motherfucking thing. He just be talking, bro. He just gets up here and act like he know what he talking about. He talking down folks, and he got this stupid broad up there, Reese, acting like she know what she talking about. She don't know what she talking about. All she do is neck snap, twist her hair around, look crazy, and cuss. These fools don't represent black people. I'm sorry to tell you. It's a lot of black people that's shifting another way, and it ain't the same way that these motherfuckers is going. Because people is tired of the whole Democratic plantation bullshit. Now they can still sit over there and step and fetch and do whatever they want to do, but I don't care. Now they get on here and call people like me and others coons. Go ahead, call us coons. I ain't gonna follow your stupid ass. How about that?
So there's no use in people, and this is one of the reasons why his poll numbers are where they are. Because you got a lot of Democrats, oh man, I wish we had somebody else. Somebody. Right. This is what I keep saying. If you fucking voted for a 78-year-old dude 4 years ago, what the hell made you think he wasn't gonna run 4 years later?
See how stupid he is? He didn't run. He ended up giving it to a failed candidate, a lady who spent over $1 billion on that campaign and didn't get nowhere doing it. Roland is an idiot. I just showed you the video. He was dead ass wrong. He talked Mark Thompson down, and the man was wrong. The man was wrong. He said he wasn't going to step down. The man stepped down a whole month later. Didn't even want to hear what the man had to say. I just want to show it for anybody who didn't see it. Just check out the beginning of this video. Just one more time. I'm not going to go through the whole video. I'm just going to let y'all see how Roland will talk somebody down, and he don't know what the fuck he talking about.
If Biden steps aside and we elevate Kamala, as much as I support Kamala being the next president of the United States, that 47% might go up because Trump can't mobilize his base anymore.
There's no question. First of all,
if there's a black person...
Stop. He's not stepping aside. So it's a wasted conversation.
No, but let me just finish, Roland.
No, it's a wasted conversation. He's not stepping aside.
But Roland, wait a minute. I'm just telling you what I'm responding to the people who are saying that.
No, what I'm saying to the people who are saying that, let me be perfectly clear to the camera. He ain't stepping aside.
Still, just stuck with it. Just stuck with the stupidity. Now he mad that he was wrong. And he just said, oh, I'm not going along with anything that this administration is doing. I'm not calling him president. Nobody on my network is going to call him president. We don't give a fuck. Yo, big head ass, man, look. People like Roland, people should just stop listening to these folks. It's a waste of time. He's an idiot. The same stuff that he called everybody else, that's what he is. He's just projecting. Now he mad that he was wrong all the way around. He's just going to stick to his guns. Don't they call that insanity?
A capitulation from this show and from this network to that thug who is going to be occupying the building 2 blocks from this studio. What you're not going to see are the sort of silly, ridiculous things that you've heard come from so-called progressive folks at the Young Turks, like Yank Ugar and Anna Kasprin, who frankly have been sounding more MAGA than anything else. What you're not...
No, they actually sounding like they got some sense. That's what's been going on. I've actually showed y'all a clip of that. They actually sound like they act like they got some sense now. Because Anna, if you listen to some of these people like Anna, she lives in California. These people don't like what's going on in California. They've been Democrats their whole life up there. They don't like what they see. And now you mad because they don't like what they see and they voting against it, and you got a problem with it. That's just the way that they think. They living in it, Roland. You don't live in it. You live in Texas, where I'm at. And you still talking about this Democratic bullshit.
you're not going to see are the people like Jimmy Dore who sound like Bernie bros who turn into right-wing MAGA supporters. What you're not going to see is anybody, definitely not this show and this network, kissing the ass of Donald Trump and these MAGA people. We know that they are awful for black people. We know that they are awful for righteous Americans. And the problem that we have right now is that we have too many journalists, especially mainstream white media. They are scared to death of Donald Trump. They are running around, oh my goodness, what is he going to say about me and tweet about me? Well, we don't actually care. What you are going to hear every single day.
You need to cut this bullshit out. I'm so sick of this. People that are running around scared. No, they not. People just come into a realization of what certain things are, bro. You don't gotta like the man. You just mad because you was wrong. To me, that's what it is with him. He's just mad because he was wrong. They were saying before that, oh, Kamala, she's gonna win. It's without no doubt she's gonna win. She's gonna get this amount of votes from this particular group, and this is gonna happen, and Joe Biden wasn't gonna step down, and you was just wrong. Now you mad. Shit, stay mad as far as I'm concerned. I hope your fucking network failed too, you bum.
Until we run these thugs out of power is you're going to hear the truth. You're going to hear everything about them. You're going to hear what they do, but also what they do not do. And I'm telling you right now, this is a moment that requires people of courage. This is a moment that requires journalists, it requires editors, it requires photographers, videographers, it requires panelists on this show who have the courage, who understand decency, who have morals, values, principles, and ethics, things that Donald Trump and his appointees do not have. These people are simply our enemy. This is not about getting along with them. This is not about, sitting down and hearing them out. We heard from...
How can you say anybody is your enemy? American citizens is your enemy. They were saying this just because you voted a different way. Joy Reid was saying this type of shit. That's a lie. Don't buy into that crap. I can remember my whole life being a Democrat, and my uncle was a Republican. He used to come to family gatherings, events. Nobody ever said, man, he don't need to be around here, bro. He's a Republican. Nobody ever said that. They're your enemy. Well, why in the hell was Barack Obama and Donald Trump chuckling it up at Jimmy Carter's funeral? They're enemies. See, you still buying to the dumb shit. People in politics really ain't even enemies. It's just politics. Little do y'all know that they get together and go out to eat and hang out and do all kind of shit together. But they want you to believe that they hate each other, and you should too. And you should hate your own people or anybody that you know that voted differently than you. So really, people like Roland Martin is just a part of the whole divisiveness that he's claimed that he's against. He's falling right in line with it. These people are our enemies. They ain't your damn enemy. You just voted differently, or you didn't vote at all. But they're not your enemy.
Heard from them since he led the birther attacks. We heard from them since he came down the escalator attacking immigrants, attacking migrants, attacking people who are not like them. We heard the shameful, despicable things that he and Melania Trump and J.D. Vance said about then President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. We heard the things that they said about President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And let's be perfectly clear, Donald Trump has done nothing to earn being called president. That's why you will...
How? He won, didn't he? Did he not win? I think he won. You know, I really, really think that he won. You know what? Let me see. I'm going to throw this up in the background, as I always do. Let me take him down for a minute. I wonder if y'all can hear me. I'm going to take me down too. I want y'all to look at this map. So people like Roland, once again, I keep saying it. He don't know what the hell he talking about. Not for 1 second. I don't buy it at all. Dude just mad because he was wrong. I'm going to keep saying it. Just wrong.
You will never hear him referred to as president by me on this show. It is not going to happen. See, we talk about celebrating Dr. King. One thing that Dr. King said is that just because it is a law does not mean it is a just law. Just because people have a title don't mean you have to call them by that title. What is required in this...
I can remember people like Roland and others who was getting mad when Barack Obama was the president, and they were saying that they weren't going to call him president. They were, how disrespectful is that? I mean, these people, man, they say that they stand for this and they stand for that. And then he turned around and do the same thing. Just a hypocrite.
In this moment are people who are willing to be truth tellers. What is required in this moment are people who are not willing to bend the knee, who are not willing to bow down, who are not willing to accept people who are in power just because they are in power. What it requires are people of conscience, people of faith who have integrity, who have morals and values. What it requires are people who understand the stakes. Because you cannot be a black journalist, you cannot work in black-owned media if you don't have the courage of a Frederick Douglass and an Ida B. Wells Barnett and a Robert Abbott and a John Sinstack and a Louis Martin. You can't have the courage of an Alice Dunnigan. You can't say you don't have the courage of an Ethel Payne and a Chuck Stone and a John H. Johnson and Lerone Bennett and a Simeon Booker. You cannot say you don't have the courage of an Earl Graves and an Ed Lewis and a Gordon Parks and a Susan Taylor and the brothers and sisters who ran newspapers and magazines, who worked in black radio, the early pioneers of African Americans in television. See, if there's any moment to actually show who you are, it is when you are facing fascists, when you are facing racists, when you're facing white supremacists. Now is not a moment for people of integrity to run and power. Days after the election, there were people who said that they were just so despondent, angry, and depressed that they were giving up. I heard that from folks who were baby boomers and Generation X and Generation Y and Gen Z and millennials and now Generation Alpha.
It's a lie. Millennials ain't saying that. I'm a millennial, and I'm telling you, it's people my age, they ain't saying no shit like what Roland is talking about. All he's doing is, once again, just fear-mongering because they mad that they didn't get their way. So they just gonna keep fear-mongering us and not telling us what we should vote for, or not putting forward good policies for us to vote for, or anything to vote for, period. They just want us to be scared of something and vote for the opposite, go in the opposite direction. That's all they want us to do. And if you buy into that crap, go right ahead, be my guest. But I'm not buying into that shit no more. It's the same thing that Joe Biden just did recently, where he came out and said, we need to be fearful. If we need to be so fearful, why didn't you put things in place? Why haven't you been taking care of anything? If you're so fearful that we're turning into an oligarchy, why are you giving all this money to Ukraine? You can't help out the people here? I don't believe you either. Shut the fuck up.
That's why my farewell address tonight, I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. And this is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. And the dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
He's lying. A fair shot. Raise the minimum wage. Do something that benefits the working class people. You don't do that. Like I said, y'all too busy giving money to folks overseas. Y'all too busy helping out illegal immigrants. You don't care about us. You're just full of shit too.
Get ahead. We see the consequences all across America, and we've seen it before. More than a century ago, but the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts. They didn't punish the wealthy. Just made the wealthy play by the rules everybody else had to.
Did you do that? I don't remember you doing anything to curb that either. I'm trying to think. I don't remember you doing anything like that. I remember you just coming out telling us that the economy was getting better. I couldn't tell. I mean, they hate the man so much that they're willing to come out and lie. Kamala was coming out lying, talking about the man was a fascist and all of these things, having these press conferences, just saying anything. I'm supposed to be scared of what?
That's why my farewell address tonight.
I ain't listening to him. Not listening to you. Not listening to Roland. Not listening to any of this crap.
Alpha. But you today cannot be somebody who is willing to run and cower and give up and move somewhere else because you don't like what is going on. Do understand, every single one of us with breath in our body today stands on the shoulders of ancestors who could not afford to fly off with their passport, who could not afford to go somewhere else. And so if you truly say you're a person of integrity and you care about the ancestors, well, have the guts and the courage of a Paul Robeson. Have the guts and the courage of a Harry Belafonte. Have the guts and the courage of a Ruby Dee and an Ossie Davis. Have the guts and the courage of individuals who understood how they were being attacked. Understand having the courage of a Josephine Baker, of a Martin Delaney, of a William Monroe Trotter who was thrown out of the White House by that racist president, Woodrow Wilson. Now is the moment when we will see the folks who actually are freedom fighters and the folks who have been playing imposters. Now we're going to see whether we have people who truly care about the downtrodden, the poor, the oppressed, the folks who have no voice, or whether or not you're going to suck up to power. Like,
it's funny how they say shit like this when the people who have been downtrodden, we've been downtrodden for a long time. Ain't nothing changed. Democrats get in power, same shit. Now that there's somebody in there that y'all don't like, now it's like, you need to really stand up. My God. So now I'm supposed to believe you? I don't believe you either. I don't believe you either. All y'all do is flip-flop. Y'all go back and forth. You remember during the election when he was saying he think it was rigged? He think that, votes was you think that people cheated? Oh, he's just mad. He's just this. He's making it up. He's coming up with anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you got Joy, people who were saying that same shit. Now she's coming out. Guess what she's saying now?
They're even talking about like stealing an election.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's making me rethink whether I do believe like election machines can be hacked. Because I've always been like, you can't hack the election machines. But
Yeah. When your candidate won, oh, it's no, it can't happen. It can't happen. But when your candidate lose, it's making me rethink now. Let me rethink this. I think they may have cheated. I think they may have gotten over on us.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
but they're like convincing me. I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know.
I mean, to me, in this world, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
There are all these conspiracy theories out there about Trump and whether or not they cheated. I know you say that they didn't, but I know you kind of have
Wait
to
a minute.
say
I
that.
didn't say they didn't. What I said is there is a rational explanation for why Kamala Harris could have lost those swing states and Trump won them. There's a way you can.
I know how. Me. I know how. I want to answer the question. She was a flawed, failed, and terrible candidate.
You're gonna learn today.
She was a bad candidate. And nobody wanted to vote for that crap. I just showed you the map. Should I pull it up again? An overwhelming majority of people in this country voted Republican. If they didn't vote Republican, they sat at home. Got it?
You can get to those numbers with people staying home or only voting for Trump and not the rest of the ballot. I'm saying there's a history of that. However,
let me hear it, because
what I will say is there was absolute voter suppression that took place, and I consider that cheating. If you think about the voter law in your state of Georgia, that law is anti-voter. When you have bomb threats only in Fulton County, we don't know how many people stayed home out of fear because of the bomb threats in Fulton County. When you have Elon Musk waving around $1 million checks in order for people to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many things that were done that were nefarious. To put aside just the actual voter suppression in these anti-voter laws that kept people from registering, that messed up people's voter registration when they showed up and all of a sudden they're.
I could use the same argument just to keep saying that they use fear-mongering. That is a form of voter suppression, if you ask me. You're scaring the hell out of so many people, especially one particular group of people, especially Black people. You're trying to scare us so much that we all just vote for one party. That is a form of voter suppression, in my opinion. You even had people out here, I didn't like what they said. Trump said this. And, I don't know what his policies is, but he was saying, I was like, it made me cringe. He said, what was the stuff about the police? Immunity. It was going to get immunity. Had everybody scared about that. Knowing damn well he didn't mean every cop was going to get immunity if they did something. We know that. But the way that they would frame it to everybody else was that, man, if a cop did something, they just get immunity right off the bat. That's a form of voter suppression. They don't look at it like that, though.
And they're not on the rolls.
That happens every year, right? That happens
every
all
election.
the time.
So yeah,
what
I
I'm
think things
talking
happen.
about are these conspiracy theories about Elon Musk, somehow using his tech connections, because I don't want to say genius because we know he's not.
Yeah, he ain't a genius.
But those relationships or whatever, because they just seem too confident. And I know, and I'm not saying it was the voting machines or whatever. It just doesn't add up to me with all the support that she had. And I know that for you, and because of what happened with Fox and because what you do professionally with the network, you can't say it was the machines or something like that. But if you think it was the machines, but you can't say, just don't say anything. See, this is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is there are many ways to cheat in an election. And I don't ever.
Yeah, y'all participated in one of them, like I just said.
Put it past Republicans to cheat in elections because they've been busted too many times.
The women ain't right. Just nasty and wrong.
Just nasty and wrong. Especially her ass. Man, look. It all boils down to they was wrong. They hyped it up. They had everybody, oh, Kamala's going to win for sure. Trump can't win. The only time this ever happened was, I can't think of the other president's name. To win 2 separate elections. Then when he won, oh my God. All hell broke loose.
Like Mark Anderson and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. Folks, you heard me say when he was there last time, this means war. And this means a greater war than it was last time.
I mean, who he think he is? He galvanizing the people or something? He finna galvanize an uprising? We not galvanizing an uprising behind Roland Martin Unfiltered. We're not galvanizing anything around your fat Teletubby ass. Go hit the gym, bro. Get on the treadmill for a little bit. Maybe we'll take you seriously. We just heard you talk Mark down, and you was wrong about that shit. You know what? Let's just run that back, since you know everything. Damn, I ain't got it up here. Let me go to it. Won't take me long. Let's just run that back, since you such a genius. One more time. One more again.
If Biden steps aside and we elevate Kamala, as much as I support Kamala being the next president of the United States, that 47% might go up because Trump can't mobilize his base anymore.
No question.
If there's a black person...
Stop. He's not stepping aside. So it's a wasted conversation.
No, but let me just finish, Roland.
No, it's a wasted conversation. He's not stepping aside.
But Roland, wait a minute. I'm just telling you what I'm responding to the people who are saying that.
No, what I'm saying to the people who are saying that, let me be perfectly clear to the camera. He ain't stepping aside.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
Is that who anybody should be listening to? I remember when that happened. And then a month later, he stepped aside. Which I don't even really think he stepped aside, like I say. Hell, that letter that they put out, he didn't sign that letter. And he was acting real spiteful. if you ask me, during the election, especially when he put on that Trump hat. I think he know they got over on him. He didn't want to put that out there to really, blow everything up. But he was doing some things to make them know, like, look, like, hey, fuck y'all. Y'all can kiss my ass.
This is about being in the battle for the soul, not only of the nation, but the soul of the world. And now is not the time for the weak and impotent. Now is the time for folks who have strength.
Nigga, shut up. Say Roland is so stupid. He wouldn't even let his guest finish speaking. Exactly, Life. Dude wouldn't even let his guest finish talking. He just talked the man down, and he was on the right path. He was literally on to something. But because Roland thinks he knows everything, he didn't even let him finish. That is your guest. You're supposed to let them have their take, the next person have their take, the next person have their take, the next person have their take, and I think you're supposed to summarize and give your take. Why is you asking these people on if you're not even going to listen to them? You ain't listen to a word the man said. You just talked him down, and he was on the right path. Actually, he had the right answer the whole time. He's not stepping aside. And wrong.
And that, people, is where we have to be. And my last point, when Bill Russell, and I'm wearing his hoodie that celebrated his 90th birthday, when Bill Russell, when the Celtics told him they were going to retire his jersey, Bill Russell said, I will do so under certain conditions. First and foremost, it will not be a public ceremony. Bill Russell said he was not going to stand there at half court and have thousands of Boston Celtics fans yelling and screaming and clapping when the city of Boston was violently racist in how they treated him. He said, I will only allow my jersey to be retired if the stadium is empty. And the only people who are going to be there will be my fellow ball players. Red Auerbach had to agree to those terms in order for Bill Russell to allow his jersey to be retired. But did you also know that Bill Russell, when he was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame, didn't show up? Bill Russell didn't show up because Abe Saperstein, who led the Harlem Globetrotters, had already been celebrated. And Bill Russell said it was Abe Saperstein who contributed to black ball players not being in the NBA because he said he would not bring the Harlem Globetrotters to a city, to an NBA arena, if they drafted black ball players. See, Bill Russell was a man of integrity. Bill Russell was a man who got on one knee with the Presidential Medal of Freedom around his neck to stand in support of Colin Kaepernick when he needed. What is required today are folk who have the intestinal fortitude, who have the consciousness, who have the care of a Bill Russell. This moment in time will challenge every single one of you, and it will show what kind of person you really are. Will you make excuses and stand with the wretched, evil people who are about to occupy 16?
Here we go again. The wretched, evil people. You mean the guy who was already the president once? That guy? Ooh, I'm scared. Oh, my God. I'm about to get locked up because I'm black. I'm finna go to jail just because I'm black. Let me go ahead and pack my shit up. I'm going back into slavery. I might as well get rid of some of this stuff. Because these people are evil. They're fascists. They're Nazis. Because you know what? We're really not Americans. We black people. We're not Americans. They can get rid of us and send us back to Africa, right? Ain't that right, Marlon? Martin? Auntie Roro. We better be scared. Ooh, we better be scared, y'all. It's going to get bad.
1600 Pennsylvania? Or will you be one of the people staying on the outside, making it clear that you're going to give them holy hell every single day they're in that building?
No, because I actually want this government to work. Fool. Why would I do that? Even if Kamala would have won, I'd have been pissed. But I wouldn't try to shut this shit down. I need it to work because I live here. You don't get that, though.
Rest assured, you know exactly where I'm going to be. Right here, 2 blocks away, outside those.
At Ben's Chili Bowl, getting you something to eat. You're going to be at Ben's Chili Bowl getting you something to eat. Shut up.
Those gates, willing to kick their asses every single day for the next 4 years.
Support the work we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. You heard we just talked about there. Folks, I can't reiterate.
Shut the hell up. Get off of my damn channel. I don't want to hear none of this shit about Roland, bro. Every time I see his face, anytime I see his videos, I just lose it. And sure enough, as soon as I put this shit on YouTube, I'm probably going to get some of them people that find this video who some of his fans going to get on there and just make all these wild comments like they always do. So if you're listening to me right now and you're going to make a comment, go for it. Because I'm going to respond to your ass. Roland may not see. He may or may not, because he's seen me on Twitter a few times. So before you can say it to me, like you've already said it to me, I'm going to say it to you. You're a fat ass too. And you're a dumbass Aggies fan. So before you call me a dumbass Cowboys fan, you're a dumbass Aggies fan. And Reese need to get a new wig. Hey, and I appreciate everybody watching this video. If you like the video, make sure you like it. If you like this channel, make sure you subscribe to it. You can always catch me on X, or you can catch me on YouTube. Either way, I'll be there. You can find content. I try to make content daily. So lock me in, turn on the notification bell. Catch me on the next video. Peace.